Everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm shooting this video from Greece. We're here for a couple of weeks in Zakynthos, an amazing island. I'm snuck somewhere into the house where hopefully my kids aren't going to disturb me. My mum's not going to come in and ask me if I'm okay. I've got my sister here, my wife here as well. It's the full family here. We're here for a friend's birthday next week as well. We decided to take a 2-week break here. For me, having sort of worked in Sri Lanka and obviously not really had a break this summer, I've decided to use this part of summer as the time for us to have a break. It's been tremendous. If you haven't been to Zakynthos before, I very much recommend it. We've taken boats around the island, seen the amazing shipwrecked beach. It's a pretty stunning place. It's pretty close to Dubai. My mum and sister who live in the UK came and met us here as well. So great central meeting point. The best bit about it so far though was we spent 3 days in Athens. What a city. Absolutely. If you love Rome, you'll love Athens. Trust me. It's like a walking museum. There's just so many things to see. Amazing shops, cafes, food's fantastic. Really cool city. So there you go, recommend Athens. What I thought I'd do today is just in this video is talk through why again, just sort of remind you guys why I'm doing this content, and just to kind of talk through the process that I've been through to get to the point where I now talk through building a hybrid recruitment business, a business that runs with an offshore and onshore model. What for me was a real sort of turning point was 2022. 2022 for most people that worked in recruitment was just a phenomenal year. Having gone through COVID and come out the other side, I think most people, if they worked in recruitment, probably had one of their best years in 2022. If you stuck your hand in the air, you're probably going to make a placement, to be honest with you. It wasn't a time where recruitment was especially hard. Everyone was growing, everyone was hiring, money was cheap post-COVID, and certainly our business in Asia and Middle East took full advantage of it. But I'd sort of, up until that point, I'd been through, I launched the business in a recession in 2010, on the back of the great financial crisis in 2010. I'd been through an oil price crash in the Middle East, which was devastating for much of the economy in 2015, 2016. And there was pretty much a bit of a slump period, to be honest with you, in Dubai from like 16 to up until COVID. And then having come out the other side of COVID, that was like the third downturn I'd been through in a business. And for me, it just really felt like now was the time to look at how things could be done differently. In 2022, I built the business again into the same model I had pre-oil price crash, and that was very much a sort of classical 360 recruitment business model where you grew a business by throwing bums on seats. Everyone was doing 360. Everyone was talking to the clients. Everyone was talking to the candidates, trying to do new business. What I found was that in this group of people that I'd hired, that actually most of the business still was flowing through our brand, and we just had people delivering on that. They weren't doing new business. I had a bunch of overpaid delivery specialists, if you want the honest truth, and there was very few people. There was sort of, in Dubai we had sort of 22 people. In Hong Kong around about then we had about 10, 11, and about 5 or 6 in Singapore. So reasonable sized business, but everyone was struggling with new business. The only people that were really any good at new business was the brand, i.e. me or my business partner Adam, and bringing in new business, and maybe 1 or 2 others. So the business being fed by a few people. We were then paying commission to people who were just working on who really weren't doing a 360 job. They were just doing delivery, and it just felt to me like a completely I looked at the model and I just thought, this isn't working. We were yo-yoing at times as well, because one point we'd have loads of jobs, then we wouldn't have lots of jobs. And very few people could break new business. And the thing about the Middle East, which many people who haven't worked in the Middle East will tell you, you have to be constantly business developing. It's really transactional market. It's not a huge market. There's only 300 million people in the whole region. And Asia Pacific as well, it's the emerging world. You constantly have to be doing new business there as well. There just weren't many good new business specialists there. We weren't really focused on marketing. It was kind of mostly being run through me. I just looked at the whole model and I thought, this is just inefficient. It's not working at all. So even in 2022, when we had a great year, at the end of 2022 we took everyone to Thailand. We had a big old party in Phuket, which was a real blast, and I had a great time at that party. But there was just a feeling inside me that on the back of this year, this was going to be the last year that I was going to have a 360 recruitment business. And I had mentors in. I had 2 mentors at that point, both of which had built and sold recruitment businesses, and neither of them had done it on a 360 model as well. I'd had previous mentors that had built those people who worked in the US market, where the US market is very layered. You have delivery specialists, account managers, new business specialists. Then I also thought about my background as well, which was in the creative communications world, where we had creative team, planning team, client servicing team, operations team. We had everyone who was working a specialist in their different function. And I just looked at this business of mine, and it was inefficient. It was reliant on, very still being quite founder reliant when it came to new business, being quite brand reliant when it came to new business. Brand reliant wasn't a bad thing, but we were paying people to be new business people in 360, and they weren't capable, they weren't good enough. As much training as we gave them, they just weren't doing the job. I decided to break the cycle, and I decided to look at ways in which we could utilize a global resource. So first of all, I put all delivery offshore into Philippines, into Sri Lanka. We'd had parts of the business, parts of the business doing delivery before, but then I decided to put the whole thing, but parts of the business offshore before in delivery, but then I decided to rip the whole thing and put it offshore. I decided to really invest into marketing. So we got a marketing team. We built that now to 5 or 6 people to make sure that the brand is always looking after new business for you. I let go of quite a few people. The ones that I decided to keep, I said, did they want to be client managers, i.e. people that looked after account managed accounts? And then what we've done is in time we put business development into marketing. So what you've got then is you've got your client management team. That was the old 360 recruiters. Most of them slotted into that. Marketing, a whole new function we built, and that marketing team has a design specialist, has a social specialist, has an event specialist, has an overriding marketing strategist, creative, copywriting, design, social, events, and then overriding strategy and business development now have gone into that. Big team. That's the one that's always lead generating. You've then got delivery offshore, South Africa, Sri Lanka, Philippines. So there you go. That's how the business was structured. And then our ops team, we put that onshore. We have operations managers onshore, finance team onshore, but offshore in Chennai in India as well. And I split the whole business up in that way across both markets. Okay, we put all our staff from Singapore into Hong Kong because we just felt that the Singapore market could be served from Philippines, could be served from Sri Lanka, could be served from Hong Kong, until such point where the Singapore market has really picked up, or we feel the pressure to open up there. We're not going to put headcount there. Very expensive place to have a business. Great place to have loads of customers. We've got really great loyal customers there, but they seem to be very happy with us serving them from Hong Kong, serving them in the same time zone, until such a point where we feel the need to get boots on the ground there, which may come, by the way. We may get 1 or 2 people there. We didn't see the need to put boots on the ground there. So all of a sudden, I just broke the business into a completely different structure and cycle. And if I'm honest with you, it took about a year to get this new cycle working well. It took about a year to see the full benefits of it. I look back, for example, in Dubai last month, we did $250,000, where essentially that money came through 3 client managers in the business. So 3 client managers were doing what about 20 people were doing before, and that's because they were account managing. We have a big old delivery team now of 5 or 6 people helping out source the candidates. The client managers are making sure everyone's okay. The client managers are making sure that the clients are being served. They're taking new briefs. Our marketing team and new business team are generating the leads that are flowing in to the account management team. And by the way, we only pass stuff over to the client management team once terms are signed. What I did learn as well was, and this is trial and error over this time, if you hand a lead over to the client management team, if the client's not looking to recruit immediately, they tend to lose interest. So it's best to keep all new business and marketing kept within that function. Let's say someone comes to us and say they're looking to hire, or we've reached out to them, they say they're looking to hire in 5 or 6 months. Our marketing team makes sure that we keep interacting with them. I find that if you pass that to a recruiter, if someone's not willing to hire immediately, they tend to lose interest. They tend to forget. Whereas the marketing and business development function does not forget. They just keep talking to them. They just keep interacting with them. So they make sure they pull them in eventually. And you tend to find, because we keep talking to them, because we keep marketing to them, because they keep seeing us, they work with us exclusively as well. We just got a client that came in completely off the back of that. They want to do a January hire. We've been engaging with them since February, talking. Okay, now they want to sign terms, and they want to have a January hire in Dubai. So that's what the marketing business development function does. It makes sure that no leads that we pick up get missed. Okay, and it works much more efficiently, and your clients are happier because they've got people visiting them. Your brand is much more visible because you've got people completely focused on that strategy. You've got a business development person who's incentivized to get terms of business signed. You've got delivery team working offshore who are constantly talking to candidates, advertising, getting new candidates in, making sure the database is clean, making sure people are spoken to, making sure that when we've got a mandate that comes in, because it's going to be within our niche vertical, that they're going to have people ready and waiting. They then send those up to the client managers. And don't forget, the client managers might also at times have some candidates on their hands that they've got to know through closing deals in the past, or just the fact that some clients turned into candidates, etc. So those two work really closely together. And then you've got your ops team who make sure the whole business runs efficiently and effectively. We operate hub staff for all our offshore teams, so we can see that they're using their time appropriately. Everyone communicates through WhatsApp and Slack channels. Everyone, our database that we use is at the moment actually it's Job Adder, which we use on a monthly basis. We use that because I think the contract terms are pretty nice. We've been looking at Vincere, we've been looking at a couple of other systems, but to be honest with you, I found them all a bit of a muchness. And then we've got a separate bespoke marketing database that we use, because at the moment I haven't seen a database that can really fuse an ATS system with a customer CRM system. So we're on 2 systems at the moment, and we have a go higher level, which one that we've created bespoke for us. These are all things which I can teach in the program, by the way. These are all things how these tools and systems can work effectively together. This is stuff that I teach in the program. But in doing this, by the way, what this has meant is in having the team running the way it is that it's more like conducting an orchestra, okay? Because you know that there's a constant flow of leads coming in. You can see what other people's parts of their jobs are. You can KPI on CVs going out. You can KPI on meetings that need to be made if you want. You can KPI on leads generated through your marketing team. You know that everyone is working to one mission, and that is to close deals and to bring more business in. Everyone has their own system. Everyone has their own function clearly defined. Now, it's taken quite some time. It's taken, about a year to really get this right. And having done this and nailed this, and been in business for 14 years, and managed to have a pretty nice life doing it, this is why I'm now teaching people how to do what I've done, how to run a business similar to MCG Talent. I'm giving access to the blueprint of what we've achieved. I'm giving, I can share with you what it was like as a startup. I can share with you what it was like building up to 40-person 360 recruitment business. I can share with you what it's like to have other businesses. I've been an investor in a HR tech startup that was acquired. I launched an L&D business that I sold my shares back to my founder. I can teach you all these things, all the different lessons that I've learned in business. But what I have managed to nail as well is how you can build an effective recruitment business, how you can build a hybrid recruitment business that allows you to have freedom, flexibility, that allows you to have freedom, flexibility, that allows you to build something that is an asset, a cash generating asset that's far more profitable than anything would be. I'll give you an example. It's much more profitable running our layered business with an offshore team than it is having a bunch of very overpaid people sat in Dubai, Hong Kong or Singapore. And I say overpaid because I really don't think there's many good 360 recruiters out there. I say overpaid just because to me it's not the most efficient way to run a business. With an offshore team, you do of course pay them a salary that's less than what you would pay people onshore, but you can get a really good, loyal, hard-working individuals offshore that I really struggle to get. 1 in 5 I would find in Dubai, or 1 in 5 I would find in Hong Kong. Whereas offshore, I've really found a great loyal bunch of people who, if you clearly define your JDs, if you clearly define what the job is, they go for it. They work back for lashes. And with the rewards that we give people, now we give them a good salary, anywhere between 1,000 to 1,500, plus a really good commission structure. If you do that, you can genuinely change those people's lives. You tend to find that they become the main breadwinner with their family, so they become very loyal to you. And them becoming very loyal to you makes, and also you as a business owner, run a more profitable machine as a result of it. So look, I think that there's also a bit of stigma against offshore that people have, that their clients might not like it. And what I can tell you now is what I've learned is that clients, if they could take a pill and find a candidate the next day, they would. As long as they've got someone to deal with, as long as they've got someone to talk to, as long as the product that you deliver is good, they don't care where the candidate comes from, right? They just want an efficient machine that works well, that follows their orders. Well, that follows the brief, that gives them people that they want as quickly as possible. If you can do that, people don't mind what the system looks like. People just want the result as quickly as possible. And I've learned from running this layered approach that I can get a great result, I can run a really efficient business, I can live a good life doing it, and I can run a more profitable business. That is what I teach people in the program, okay? And who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want a lean, effective working machine? And I'll leave you on that note. And here you can see the lovely surroundings of Zakynthos from the villa that we've got. There's a swimming pool down there. I'll be able to see it. I'm going to leave you there, and probably the next video I shoot will be here in Zakynthos, and I'm back in Dubai next week. So take care, guys, and I hope you enjoyed this.